If you're in the Pokemon YouTube space, you know that everybody has an opinion on almost anything that goes down in this hobby. Even if it has nothing to do with them and doesn't affect them in any way, it's something that I've noticed more now than ever. Maybe I'm just looking for it more. Maybe it's actually happening more. I tend to think it's the latter, to be honest. But in this video, we're going to have a little rant. That seems to be what I've been doing on this channel lately, is just getting on here and ranting about the hobby, which is it's nice. It's a good way to get it off your chest, put it out on YouTube for fun. But anyway, collectors, investors, flippers, Pokemon business, pick your niche in the hobby. And each one of those little sectors of the hobby has a complaint, has an opinion on what the other one's doing. And in this video, we'll just get into a little bit of everything and talk about why I think it's all silly and goofy and kind of should just mind your own business, to be honest. But let's get with, or I should say, let's start with investors versus collectors. Now, I'm perfectly aware that this is not everybody in the hobby. A lot of people in the hobby do not engage in this, what do you want to call it? This, this back and forth. But typically you get the people who are pure collectors and they are disgusted with anybody who is investing in Pokemon because in their eyes, in some of their eyes, investors are people who just are trying to make money, right? You could argue that's also with the business side, but we'll get to that another point. And essentially my argument is you guys are kind of the same thing, right? You got the collectors who go, oh, this is for my collection. I'm going to die with this. And the investors go, well, I'm going to buy, 4 cases of Ascended Heroes and I'm going to sit on it probably for max 2 to 3 years to be realistic, maybe 5. And then I'm going to sell. And then I'm going to roll that back into the newest, hypest set, right? And the reality is it's like not everybody, but most collectors, you're going to sell. You're going to sell. You're going to sell a lot sooner than you think you're going to sell. Even if it's just to collect more, right? You buy, you collect, you sell, you collect something different. There's going to be that one card, that one box that you might keep forever, you might pass down to your kids. But let's be real. Most of these collectors who are buying things, like they're going to sell them eventually. Like there's going to come a point in your life when you're a little bit older, you're, out of the hobby, or you're making your way out of the hobby. You have other hobbies you're investing in. You have other life goals you're trying to reach. Whatever amount of years it is, you're going to sell, right? So what do investors do? They buy and they sell. What do collectors do? They buy and they hold them probably on average longer, but eventually you're probably going to sell. So the whole argument between collectors and investors, which I just randomly see, you can see this obviously on Reddit. Reddit's insane. Anytime I'm on Reddit, it's a bad day. But collectors versus investors, it's always been a thing. I feel like it's more of a thing now. I'd love to hear you guys' opinion. I feel like right now, and this is probably why, to be honest with you, it's the Pokemon hobby is more popular than ever. That's pretty obvious, right? And maybe that's why I'm just seeing more of this like collector versus investor thing. And my whole point is, for one, who cares? 2, guys, you're doing the same thing. You're buying Pokemon cards. And like the collector's argument is that we're buying them because we love them. Every Pokemon investor that I know, they invest in Pokemon because they like Pokemon. I don't think I've ever met anybody, at least in my life, who invest in Pokemon purely for the money. Like they might buy 4 cases of Destined Rivals, right? And they obviously know that that's going to be worth a good chunk of change here in 5 years or 2 years or whatever. In Destined Rivals case, 7 months, whatever it is. And they do plan on selling it. But every investor that I know, they invest in Pokemon for one reason other than money, because they like Pokemon, right? You won't catch me dead investing in anything other than Pokemon. I don't care about Magic the Gathering. I don't care about Lorcana. I don't care about Gundam. Pick your TCG. I don't care. And I'm not even a real investor. I have things that I don't plan on selling for a while, but I do plan on selling eventually. So whatever, I'm an investor. But yeah, most investors enjoy Pokemon. That's why that's why they're buying thousands of dollars worth of Pokemon. Now you're going to find that random collector or that investor who literally just buys, they do research, what's the hottest set, they go buy it, they go sit on it, they don't think about Pokemon at all until the next set that's popular. I get there is a point there, but I'm saying on the majority of collectors and investors are the same person. They're buying Pokemon because they like it, and eventually they sell Pokemon to buy more Pokemon. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments. That's somewhat of a hot topic. Depending on who's watching this video, you're either going to love that or you're going to hate that. Let me know. But what's another hot topic? Flippers in the hobby. People who literally just buy. Well, they'll buy it from botters, right? They'll buy whatever. Pick your set. Pick your amount of boxes. Pick your amount of cases. I'll buy $5,000 from you. The market value's whatever, $5,900, and then they go sell it $5,900, make $900. Pick your margin, pick your percentage, whatever. I feel like people, especially like the pure collectors, really, really hate that. In my eyes, again, it's do what you want to do in this hobby. If you want to flip, then flip. And again, a lot of those people, in my opinion, who flip, they're flipping Pokemon because they like Pokemon. I feel like a lot of those flippers, not always the botters, I wouldn't say the botters, a lot of people who flip, they also have a collection. It was part of their childhood, or you might be flipping as a business for one, obviously. We can get into that as well. But the whole flipper thing, buying and selling Pokemon, right? It's just all timing, right? You're a collector. You buy, you sell on average, probably later on down the road than an investor. A flipper obviously is going to sell quicker than probably an investor and obviously a collector. So it's all about timing. You're all buying Pokemon. You're all selling Pokemon. And when I say you all, I mean me included here. And we'll get to the Pokemon card business, which I run. A lot of people don't like that either. For whatever reason, I don't understand that either. It's like people will shit on, they'll shit on Pokemon card businesses. And for what reason, I'm not sure. It's like, what are you going to do? You're going to buy it directly off the Pokemon Center, or you're going to go to big box stores. So you're not willing to support somebody who has a small independent business, but you're willing to support somebody who's buying and flipping Pokemon cards on a mass scale, like Target, Walmart, Meijer, pick your place. So that was always confusing to me, because in my opinion, I would much rather buy from somebody I enjoy watching on YouTube, somebody who's grinding and hustling and has a small upcoming online store, or a local LGS. Those are the people who I want to buy from. I don't want to buy from Target. I will. I'm not opposed to buying from Target. I'm not opposed to shopping at big box for Pokemon, especially nowadays with how the market is and the prices. But that was always a weird one. The Pokemon card business was always a very strange one. Another one that's very entertaining for me is the veteran hobbyists for Pokemon and the people who came in recently. And it's kind of like a it's like kind of like the comment sections, right? The comment sections are pure entertainment nowadays. So it's like the veterans like, oh, you guys don't know, you guys are idiots for paying, $300 a box for Surging Sparks. What are you guys doing? Don't pay $300 a box for Journey Together. What are you guys doing? Meanwhile, the people who are coming into the hobby or new to the hobby, they don't know any different. And they're buying these boxes at $200. And now they've waited a year and now they're $300. And they're like, well, what are you guys doing? What was the whole point of you being here for so long? You're missing out on all this money, which is a valid point. But also it's like, that was a side tangent. The whole point of this veteran versus the new veteran investor, veteran collector, veteran whatever, versus people who come into the hobby and they're new in the hobby. There's all this bickering back and forth. And essentially, a lot of it is, I hate to say it, it's a lot of veterans bitching and moaning about new people coming into the hobby and doing things that they wouldn't do based on their prior experience. And it's like, guy, I get what you're saying. Girl, I get what you're saying. But right now, like the trend is that way. I mean, summer slowdown, flat. But typically the last 2 years, shit's going up. So it's like, if you weren't riding the trend, you've been missing out on a lot of money. So it's a weird back and forth. The whole hobby has been booming. Content's been booming. Investing, collecting, Pokemon card businesses have been booming. ChasePacksTCG.com, by the way. But I don't know what to make of it a lot of the time. A lot of the times I think people are just bored and they're just, I don't know, looking to spend their time arguing with somebody in the comment sections about how they're a pure collector and you're just here for the money, and how, you know how it goes. It's interesting. It's definitely a hot topic because, yeah, people fight about this stuff all the time, every day in the comment sections on these Pokemon card channels. But let me know down in the comments, how's that sit with you? Is that because, like, I guess the underlying idea of this video is people and their opinions. Okay, people have opinions, but for some reason, people always feel like other people need to hear their opinions on what they're doing, right? I'm a collector, you're an investor, you run a Pokemon card business. This is my opinion on what you're doing. In reality, guys, it's like, hey, enjoy the hobby the way you want to enjoy the hobby. The reality is there's so many people in this hobby right now that these flippers and these collectors, I don't really know how much they're affecting anything you're doing, right? The Pokemon card business that is trying to get up and started, how much are they really affecting what you're doing? The reality is Pokemon is on fire, and it's going to stay that way for who knows how long. And kind of worrying about what you're doing and focusing on what you're doing will suit you a lot better than worrying about what everybody else is doing. Let me know down in the comments how the hobby is shaping up for you guys lately. Are you capitalizing on this slowdown? Let me know how your channels are doing. Let me know how your business are doing. Let's see. I think that's all I want to cover. Enjoy the summer, guys. Enjoy the World Cup. You guys watching the World Cup? USA got their ass kicked by Belgium. That sucked. A lot less interest in the World Cup now that the USA is out. Let me know down below. ChasePacksTCG.com for Japanese Pokemon cards, and I will see you in the next one.